Welcome back to another episode of Safe Space with Khristie. We don't have to say our names anymore. I feel like y'all know our names. Y'all should. But today we're here, episode 4, and we're here to talk about, parenting from a feminine versus masculine perspective or style, whatever you want to call it. So it's about to get real. Cheers.
Cheers.
How would you define parenting from a masculine perspective versus a feminine perspective?
I think parenting from a masculine standpoint means turning off my emotions, dialing back a lot. I feel like our children should be able to see us flourish in our emotions because that's what makes us women. But instead, we have to constantly find ourselves thinking from a logical space, and it takes away from our identity. I feel like it's like one of those things where like you make one little white lie and it turns into much bigger lies later down the road.
Woo, the snowball.
That I feel like it just naturally changes little day by day routine things that we do that we don't even notice.
Yep. Until someone else points it out. I totally agree. I think, I think I've always been a little more masculine in the way I think and operate naturally. But yeah, becoming a parent who's the sole parent really up the ante. I see it even in the interactions that she has with my mom. Like my mom, who's a married woman, she's more soft. Like she responds to her like getting hurt or like certain little things happening to her. She's more like, and I'm like, no, we good. Like we rolling, we good. Because even though I feel it inside, I know that I have to show her she's okay more than coddle her.
Absolutely.
What's more important is that she learns it's not that serious. It sucks because I would rather be the one who's like, oh,
yeah.
What do you feel like is the biggest guilt or burden that you're carrying right now, today, in your position?
Hold on.
All right.
My biggest guilt probably would just be ignoring any red flags that may have been showed by his father prior to him being here. Because looking back, I saw the behaviors and I tried my hardest to believe that they were something different. But I saw the behaviors that were going to result in him being absent. I think that that's me playing my part in robbing him of the opportunity of having his father.
Yeah. That
I found myself at one point overcompensating. I think within his first year, I found myself working on cars. Let me learn how to do this with the car. Let me learn how to do that. Let me learn how to fix this, fix that. Let me learn how to fish. Let me learn how to do this. I know I can't take everything, but there's certain things that I can help teach my son, like that his father's supposed to do. Tie a tie, work on a car, go fishing. I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do that as this grand gesture of an apology to my son.
Ooh, yeah, I feel that. I feel that.
Because I feel like I should apologize to him every single day. And it's not my apology to give, but I know that trying to ignore those red flags, that is me playing my part. So I have a part in it.
Yes.
That I want to do so much. And people could say he's spoiled. I spoil Q. I want to take him outside and do something every single day.
Yeah, for sure.
I just...
Exactly.
Period.
That's what I said too.
Period, baby. Remember? It's your world.
Yeah, me too. That's what I had said yesterday, but you weren't there, so you hadn't heard me. But now, my biggest guilt would be something along those lines. But I would say it in hindsight, I would say I wish I learned earlier that seeing potential in men is not worth anything. You know, like there has to be some tangible realness to what they got going on in order for you to want to invest in any way. I'm not even saying having a child, like just even dating, like even being in the same room. You know what I'm saying? And I think it ties back to our other episode about, it's just like we're taught to like nurture people to the end of time. It's like we're given these baby dolls. We've been watching these Disney movies. It's like you get with the prince when he's a fucking frog. And then eventually he'll turn into a prince. It's like this is, and it's like you know. And I had a friend tell me, he was like, you know, women used to wanna, you know, be there and like be with men when they figure it out, and like all of that is gone now.
We don't want to do that no more.
Yeah,
because we did it.
I'm like, especially in our culture, right? Like as black and brown people, are men kind of letting our women down? Like this is generations back. We are now the product of those women who were abandoned. So we seen our moms go through what they went through. Now we growing up, A, scared of men, and B,
not tolerating their shit.
Now we're like any little thing. Oh, I don't want to be like my mom. I'm about to, and you know, and I really wish that I had learned that earlier.
Yeah.
Like, cause yeah, that's my biggest guilt. Like, cause yeah, I saw a lot of potential where, you know, I still believe that he could be this person, but it's like.
Not with me though.
Yeah, no, and you know he got to do his own. It has nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
Like that shit that I saw in him, it's like that's.
Yeah.
It either had to be there or wasn't, you know what I'm saying? What I do want to say, though, about our thought process of our guilt, I think it is valid because we do need to hold accountability and stuff, but I also feel like I've come to the point where I feel like a lot of that is like internalized, what are they calling it? Internalized misogyny. It's like, yeah, we might have dropped the ball on one angle, but it still doesn't excuse the fact that they needed these people.
Yeah.
And it's like, so I'm really working through, you know, like, yeah, accountability, but also at the same, the bigger picture is y'all motherfuckers needed to do what you needed to do, regardless.
Yeah.
Because what if my thing is always like, what if we were nuts and were terrible moms? Would they come get
You know what's so crazy?
Would they come get him?
His grandmother says the same thing. Lou's mom does not condone her own son's behavior whatsoever. And she's even said to me, she was like, I love you, Taylor. You are a great mother. I just hit my mic. I'm very appreciative of her approval and her support.
Yeah.
But even she says, and don't take this disrespectfully, like, what if you were fucking crazy?
No, for real.
Like, you just out here letting this person, you don't know what they're doing. You could be leaving Clinton with any and everybody while you go out and just be doing stupid stuff.
Every day. And they would not know.
Does it keep you up at night?
No. That's why I've been working on not internalizing that thought process too much. Because it's like, the fact that we care so much means that we're doing great, honestly. The fact that we be so stressed about these minute little, they're not minute, but it's like in the grand scheme of his life and her life, we're worried about all these little, and it's like, no, we're actually doing great. Did you realize, if you feel like you have shifted into the more masculine style of parenting, did you realize when it happened, or did you did you just drop into it, or did you make a conscious decision? I am now going to parent like this. Did you just?
It was never a conscious effort. Like, yeah. I didn't think about it. I didn't realize that I was doing it. It's kind of like adaptation in a sense, to your environment, to your surroundings, to your situation. And I will honestly say, like, for me, I didn't realize I was doing it until you told me that I was doing it. And it was one night where Quinton had an accident, and we ended up in the ER. And I was so calm, and you were exhibiting all the emotions.
I feel like I'm gonna cry right now thinking about it. Like, I really,
yeah. You exhibited all the emotions that I should have been exhibiting in that moment, or you felt like I should have and had every opportunity to exhibit in that situation, where I was just calm. And you pointed that out for me, that was something that I was doing because I was playing dad in that situation. A mom should have been crying. I should have been in that place, but I had to be dad. I had to be calm for him because that's what he needed in the situation. Yeah. And you know, you felt like that accident was your fault and I should have been cussing you out, but it was beyond that. And one thing I will never do is,
no, it was so, like, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it was so beyond that for you that it, like, on one hand, I felt really proud of you that you could do it, but I also felt really sad that you were so good at it.
Mm. Oh my God.
You know, for real. Like, because, you know, I don't know everything about your life, but I know some of the things you've been through. Like, you just don't deserve to be that good at handling everything. No one does, man or woman, you feel me? Like, no one should be that good at carrying everything.
Mm.
And it's like you really, really adapted really well. And like I said, I'm really proud of you. But it also makes me sad. You know, I hate that day. I swear, like I really do. I mean, I love it because I feel like we got closer.
Yeah,
but I hate it too.
But I also feel like you taught me so much about me on that day.
Oh yeah, I need to get my life together.
I think that day taught me a lot about myself, and you taught me a lot about myself, and I appreciate you. One thing I'll never do in that situation is tear down another mom, another woman, especially you were very apologetic in that situation, and I knew that there was no ill intent, or there was like literally like I know my kid.
Right.
Us being at the ER, this boy is crazy. The things he will jump off of with no fear. So
yeah,
that was inevitable. That was a matter of time.
You know what I realized that day too, though, was like I'm so far behind on this mom stuff. They're not that far in age, but the months make a difference. Like now I'm more witty because my daughter's now in that toddler phase of jumping off of stuff. And back then, mine was still chilling. She barely was walking. Like, you feel me? Like I was like, damn. Like she's, you know what I mean? Like a super mom level. And I'm just now, I'm like, ooh, I'm not there. Yeah. I was like, and it scared the hell out of me too. Because I'm like, would I? How? What the? You know. In that moment, you're thinking, will I ever get there? Yeah, and no, I'm gonna get there. I was like, I'm gonna be here. I'm like, it's a matter of time. And I'm like, how am I gonna? Because I'm not gonna be that strong. I know that. I know it, and that was another thing that made me emotional too. I was like, I am not at that level because I would not be able to hold it. Not on you, but the fact that the stuff is happening and she's bleeding, like I would be losing my mind. So yeah, there was a lot of layers to that day. Like truly, like look what came from that situation. Yeah. He's fine. Yes, we're closer. Yes, you know what I mean. Yeah. Like I think that in this whole thing, there's been so much healing that has been done. Yes, throughout this journey of this, and then throughout our journey. Like that day was like a like a camaraderie day, like almost like a it was deep. It was deep for me, man. And definitely girl, I love your ass. Bitch. I love you too, bitch. Yeah. Okay, so since we can agree that we're both kind of parenting from a more masculine aspect, right? What do you feel like you are losing in the experience of being a mom because you have to do that? Which is a separate question. But after that, what do you think he's losing? I am very fearful of him losing the level of emotional intelligence that I want him to possess. I know I'm teaching him that in a sense, and I know he automatically just has that. I mean, that's a sweet boy. Yes, he is. Crazy. Yeah. Quentin, chill out, please. But he's very, very sweet. The boy will argue with me all day long about I love you more. And I think that I do my absolute best to let him embrace that. I mean, I don't get the opportunity to sit still in the emotions of, well, let's talk about this. Like sometimes it's just I'm finna pop you. Right. Because you cutting up and go take a nap. Sometimes I want to just sit there and explain to have that conversation with him after. Like, have you ever seen I don't know if you've experienced this in real life, but I've seen it in movies quite a bit where the father does the disciplining, and then after the kid goes in the room mad and the mom comes in all soft and has that conversation. Your dad just loves you. We just want you to do the right thing. You know what I mean? Like, I want that. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I don't feel like sometimes I get the opportunity to do that. I mean, I give him the free range to cry. For sure. I'm like, cry. Like, that's a emotional human response to life. Right. You should be able to do that. And once you're done crying, then let's talk. Right. Why were you crying? Why were you so upset? Because the whole idea of kids having big emotions, that's a real thing. Oh yeah. Grown ass people can't even handle their emotions. Absolutely. So the pressure on a child to be able to stop crying, don't have tantrums, that's so unrealistic. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I want to cater to those needs of his a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like I'm granted
Yeah.
that right sometimes.
Yeah.